not going against the rules and regulation, the law of the land. But in order to make profit, they can go in any way with any business. The second characteristic is profit motive. Profit is the only motive for the functioning of capitalism. Every businessmen and women in the markets, everybody in the society that are involved in one business or the other, their major aim is to make profit. Therefore, the major motive is profit making. Production decisions involve high risk and are taken by individuals only to earn profit. Hence, profit motive is the basic force that drives the capitalist economy. Therefore, everybody will be looking for ways to make much profit with little regard to what is going on with any other person's business. Number 3, the third characteristic, freedom of choice. The question what to produce will be determined by the producer. They have the freedom to decide of the method to use, of what to produce. They have the choice of which method to go with. The factor of production can be employed anywhere freely to get due prices of their services. Similarly, consumers have the freedom to buy anything they want, so far they have the money at hand. And the fourth characteristic is market forces. Market forces like demand, supply, and the price are the signal to direct the system. They are the one behind the market forces are the controlling power behind the system that is market economy. Most of the economic activities are centered on price mechanism, which is the same thing as market forces. That is another name for market forces, what we call price mechanism. The production, the consumption, and distribution questions are accepted to be solved by market forces. That is, what to produce, what to consume, and how to distribute it to go around the consumers in the market will be determined by the market forces. It depends on what you have at hand that will determine what to get in the market. Therefore, the market forces is the controlling power behind the market economy. And the fifth characteristic is that there is minimal role of government. As the most of the basic economic problems are expected to be solved by the market forces, the government has minimal role in the economy. The government has little or no role to play in the economy. Their role would be limited to some important functions that must not be left into the hands of the individuals, or that is more than the capacity of the individuals in the market. These are important functions include some functions like market regulations, that is the rules and regulations that will guide the operations of the consumers and producers in the market. It can include defense, the issue of defense. It can include the issue of foreign policy. It can include the issue of currency, and so on like that. So all these roles are what the government of such particular economy will be dealing with, without interfering with the process of production and distribution in the market. Those are the features of free market economy, or what we call capitalism economy. What are the merits, the advantages of capitalist economy or free market economy? 1, increase in productivity. It increases productivity. In capitalist economy, every farmer, traders, and industrialists can hold properties and use it in any way they like in order to make their own profits. And this one will give them freedom to use it effectively and efficiently in order to make their production much and more effective. That is, the economy increases the productivity to meet its own self-interest, because the more productive a business or an enterprise is, the more profitable such an enterprise will become. And every enterprise desires their profit to be high all the time. Therefore, this profit-making motives will be driving them to be more productive. This in turn leads to increase in income, it will in turn lead to increase in savings and increase in investment. Because the more they are productive, the more profitable the businesses will be, and the more income, saving and investment in such economy will come. The second merit, advantages, is that the economics maximizes the welfare. It is claimed that there is efficiency in production and resources used without any plan. The self-interest of individuals also promotes society's welfare. Also, we have another merit, another advantage, which is flexible system. It will make the system to be more flexible to adjust at any point in time to the forces of demand and supply. The shortage and surpluses of the economy are generally adjusted by the forces of demand and supply. When there is excess demand, there is a way market demand, the forces of market will adjust to make it to the normal position. Therefore, the operation will automatically adjust itself with the help of the price mechanism. Number 4 advantage is non-interference of the state. The government has a minimum role to play, like we said, and there is no conflict between the individual interest and the society. Therefore, the economic institution function automatically preventing the interference of the government, because once there is good interference between, there is good interaction between the producers and the consumer and other agents, market agents in the marketplace, in the economy, there will be no need for government to take place, either to hijack the market or to intervene in the affairs of the market process. Also, we have another advantage. There's a low cost and quantitative product. That is, the consumers and producers have full freedom, and therefore it leads to production of quality products at low cost and prices. This one is as a result of the high level of competition that will likely happen at the marketplace. There will be more producers in the market, and we have more sellers, more consumers in the market as well. Therefore, there is no price control at the hand of anybody. Everybody needs to adjust with the forces of demand and supply in the market. Therefore, there will be high level of competitions among the producers and the consumers in the market. Therefore, in that case, anybody will not be able to say this is what will happen, and everybody will want more producers, more customers, in order to get more profits. The seventh advantage is the technological improvement. The element of competition under capitalism drives the producers to innovate something new to boost the sales and thereby bring about progress and more profit to the business. Therefore, there will be need for every producers to look for more methods and to improve on their own technology, so that they will be able to sell a lot of money and produce at the very low cost possible. These are the advantages of the capitalist economy. Then they are not without any disadvantages. There are disadvantages of capitalist economy. One, we have inequalities. Capitalism creates extreme inequalities in income and wealth. The producers, landlords, traders reap huge profits and accumulate wealth. Thus, the rich become richer and the poor become poorer. The poor with limited means are unable to compete with the rich. Therefore, the gap between the rich and the poor continue to become wider by the day, because the rich will continue to use their own power, which is the monetary power, to influence the economy or to dominate in one way or the other the market. That is the way the inequalities will begin to become wider and wider by the day. The second disadvantage is the mechanization and automation. Capitalism encourages mechanization and automation. This will result in unemployment, particularly in labor surplus in the economy. That is, they will use more of mechanization system to produce. They will use more of machines in their own production process. and this will reduce the number of employees that will be employed. Some will even be retrenched, and the rate of unemployment in such economy will be increasing. The third disadvantage is welfare ignored. They will interfere the welfare of the masses. That is, what the producers will be much more interested in producing may be much more of luxury goods, which are at a very high rate, at a very high price, and most people in the society in such economy will not be able to get it at that very high rate. Therefore, the need to produce the basic goods and services in the society will be reducing, because that one will not fetch them much profit, and luxury goods that will give them much profit will not be able to reach the masses, which are very much in the society. Therefore, the welfare will be ignored gradually by gradually. And another disadvantage is that capitalism leads to monopoly. Inequality leads to monopoly. Mega corporate units replace smaller units of production. They ultimately emerge as multinational corporations. They often hike prices against the welfare of the consumer. So they care less about the welfare of the masses, and they produce bigger and huge products that attach high prices, which cannot be at the rate at which the masses can afford. Therefore, they continue to dominate the markets little by little, and